Ghost candy, costumes, oh my. The smell of pumpkin is in the air, along with the leaves changing colors. It is that time of the year again, Halloween, one of my favorite holidays. But have you ever wondered why we celebrate this holiday? Or why we dress up? Or why we say trick or treat? I have, and that is why I decided to research the origins of Halloween. It all began 2,000 years ago with the Celtics. The Celtics had 4 major holidays which established their year. One of their biggest holidays was Samhain. Samhain was a festival to establish the end of the harvest season, beginning of winter, when it was turning dark and gloomy, and kind of spooky. During Samhain, the Celts believed the dead would mix with the living, and it was that time of year where people who passed away during the year would pass over into the other world. They lit bonfires and sacrificed animals to help guide the dead on their journey into the other world. Food such as bread, vegetables, and other items were put on the doorsteps to keep spirits away. People also go to door to door asking for soul cakes, or bread in exchange for prayers for the household. By 43 AD, the Roman Empire took the Celts and joined traditions which are known as All Saints' Day, or later known as All Hallows Mass, All Hallows Eve, or later known as Halloween, what we know today. And this was the eve before November 1st. So now, I'm sure y'all are wondering, why do we celebrate it in America if it started in Europe? Well, Christians in America during this time, they didn't want this devilish holiday in their country, so your ancestors, the Irish, brought it along with them. They brought it over. They said, hey, I'll make a deal. You let us celebrate this and we can all join in. And the Christians said, all right, fine. You got a deal, as long as you keep it family oriented. So that's what they did. So they celebrated by parties, music, dancing, fortune telling, ghost stories, everything. So as Halloween grew throughout the years, in America, by the 1920s, 30s, not a negative side came from Halloween: vandalism. Kids would go up to the door and say, give me a treat or I shall play a trick on you. And that is what they did. And that is how that term came, trick or treat. Today is what we know. So another question came to mind as I went trick-or-treating when I was younger. Why do people put pumpkins out and we carve them? Well, the Irish tale called Stingy Jack is where we get the name from. Stingy Jack was a cheap man, and he didn't like to pay for things. So the one night, he went out and he met the devil. He said, devil, let's get some drinks. The devil said, all right. So, came time to pay. He didn't want to pay, so he said, devil, turn yourself into a coin, pay for our drinks. The devil said, all right. Set himself on the counter. Instead of paying for the drinks, Jack took the silver coin, put it in his pocket. The devil didn't know that Jack had a cross in his pocket. I don't know if you guys know this, devils and crosses don't really mix. So the devil said, what did you do? Let me out. Jack said, I'll let you out if you do me a favor. You leave me alone for 1 year. The devil said, fine, get me out of here. So he let him out, let him alone for 1 year. Another year came, the pals got back together. He said, devil, give me a piece of fruit up in that tree. The devil said, fine, as long as you don't play a trick on me again, and if you do, I won't take your soul when you die. He said, fine, I got it. So he climbs up, gets the fruit, and the artistic guy Jack is, he carves a nice cross into the bark of the tree. And devil looks down, he's like, what are you doing? I can't come down now, there's a cross. Jack said, well, if you leave me alone for another 10 years, I will get you down. He said, fine, get the cross off. So, probably a month or two, Jack dies. And he's standing there at the pearly white gates and he said, sir, it's my time. God says, nope, I'm not letting you in. I don't like liars and thieves. So Jack gets sent down to hell. The devil comes out and he said, "No, I'm not letting you in here. I don't want you in my hell." So Jack says, "What do I do?" The devil says, "Well, I'll give you this burning coal, and you can go walk the earth the rest of your eternity, because I'm not having you here." Jack said, "All right, fine. And if you don't know, burning coals are kind of hot. You should hold one and see." So Jack dumped it in a piece of fruit, and he carved out some holes in it, and that was his lantern. Till this day, he walks the earth with a lantern. Irishmen would call him Jack of the Lantern, or later terms, Jack-o'-lantern. And that is how your pumpkin is named Jack-o'-lantern. I thought it was a pretty cool story. So as Halloween comes closer, I will be thinking about all the different traditions that evolved throughout the years. When I carve my pumpkin, I'll be thinking about Jack, and how he's somewhere still lurking in his dark eternity, but not by my house, because I'm going to have my pumpkin out. When my family lights a bonfire again, I'll be thinking about the spirits who are passing over into the other world, and hoping my mask is keeping me away from them. Keep your mask close and pumpkins lit, because you never know who's going to be coming to visit. So I hope you guys learned something about Halloween, and thank you guys for listening.
Yay!